Hello, everyone, and welcome back. As always, I'm your girl, Candy Washington. So, before we dive into today's episode, which is breaking down the latest episode of The Real Housewives of Potomac, Bunking Beds, and Butting Heads, be sure to like, subscribe, and share. And if you're watching live, as you come into the room, be sure to comment down below. Where are you watching from? Who's your faves? Your conspiracy theories, your tea. And if you're watching on the replay, comment down below as well. I want to know your thoughts. If you agree, if you disagree, what's good. So, with that, let's dive right on in. Okay, and let me know if you guys can hear me. I'm using a new microphone, so I just want to make sure you guys can hear me. So, drop it in the chat box if I sound okay, which fingers crossed I do. All right. So let's start out with the Grand Dame herself, Karen Huger. Like I said before, I think that Karen is scared. I think she's really afraid that she could face some jail time. So she is in a corner, her back is against the wall. And she's right. Like she says, this is a time where she's going to see who her real friends are. And I hope she leans into Gizelle, even though I know it's hard for her to because Gizelle has, played her in the past with the whole, Uncle Ben with the taxes and sending the pizza to her house to see if she really lived there, if she rented it, and just being overall really shady towards her. But I do think that Gizelle has changed a bit and is trying to be there to support Karen after the death of her father, after Robin no longer, being on the show with her girls kind of, going off to college, leaving the nest, with Jamal playing in her face and her continuously getting humiliated by these men. I think Gizelle has kind of turned a new leaf a little bit. So we'll see with that. But when I want to talk about Karen, I really want to talk about Mia and her evil, disgusting, vile, narcissistic plot to destroy Karen. Number one, I don't know why Mia has so much smoke for Karen when Gizelle has said the same exact things that Karen has, talking about Ink, talking about Gordon, talking about the kids, talking about all of the stuff going on in Mia's life and basically calling her messy and not protecting her children at all costs. If that's the excuse Mia is using for going after Karen, then why does she have that same level of smoke for Gizelle? Because Gizelle was right there with Karen. They were all kikiing, they were all laughing about it. But why is she only taking this wrath out on Karen? Very bizarre, very obsessive, very weird to me. Also, stop trying to get this woman to admit guilt about her DUI on camera when everybody knows she has a pending court case. Like, Karen could go to jail, like with a capital J. Stop playing. Stop it. I thought that was very disgusting. It's also very clear that Mia brought in reinforcements because I'm not a doctor, I don't diagnose, but it seems like Mia is a very narcissistic person. She gets her little flying monkeys, whether it's Jazzy, whether it's Ink, whether it's Gordon, whether it's Jacqueline, to all do her bidding. And she likes to pit people against each other. She likes to pit Ink against Gordon. She likes to pit Jazzy against Jacqueline. Now she's doing Jacqueline versus Karen. So she gets all of these people to do her bidding. And it was very obvious at the dinner in the last scene where Mia's friend is just like, oh yeah, so by the way, like I remember us hanging out and Karen, you accidentally butt dialed us and you said that we thought you were with Ray, but you were really with somebody else. Ha ha ha. Like I would bet my entire world that Mia clearly set that up. I think she explicitly invited these women on the trip. By these women, I mean her other friends, not the housewives, simply to say that about Karen, about the cheating rumors. And that's calculated, that's vindictive, that's evil, that's manipulative. And it's like, why, Mia? Why are you so obsessed with Karen? Because she called you out? If you're mad at anybody, be mad at yourself. You were in the bed with the whole man and you allowed your children to see that. And kids are not dumb. They knew you and Ink were smashing, having sex. Kids are not stupid. They know what you were doing. That's why they went and told their father that we saw mommy in bed with Ink. And then Gordon was the one who brought it to the show. But yet you're mad at Karen because she simply commented on the fact of what the entire world saw based on what you did. So if you want to be mad at somebody, Mia, be mad at yourself. Don't bust it open in a way where your children can see it. And then they went and reported back to their father. So why are you doing literally the absolute most to bring down Karen for something that you did? If you want to blame someone, blame yourself. Nobody told you to be that sloppy and to be that disrespectful when it came to your household. And now the entire world is like, oh, are they going to get the paternity test? Is Jeremiah Gordon's? Is Jeremiah Inks? I'm not in your household, but I think Jeremiah is Gordon's. They look just alike. I pray he is for Gordon's mental health and for the mental health of your children. But you seem to only care about a man that doesn't actually like you or want you. He just wants your money. Okay, so there's that. Now, again, I think that Jacqueline is only going against Karen with all the drinking stuff because Mia's putting her up to it. So let's pivot a bit with Jacqueline and Jazzy. Now, I really liked Jazzy at first. When she first came on the scene, I thought she was great. I thought she had a lot of fun. I thought she had a lot of spunk, a lot of energy. But now she's just another pick me. Like, you literally came out your mouth and said, I'm your new sidekick. And then you had the audacity to keep going after Jacqueline and keep going for Jacqueline because you want to replace her as Mia's number one sidekick. I can't believe it, but I agree with Gizelle. The low self-esteem of it all. You wouldn't catch me ever in life. Not a joke, not a subliminal, not anything being like, I am another woman's sidekick. I don't know what happened to Jazzy, but she fell off for me 1,000%. And I don't think she can redeem herself. You know what I'm saying? And I also think that I think there's a lot going on with Jazzy that we don't know, like some self esteem stuff, some weird stuff. Because number one, now she's all up Mia's butt. And number two, okay, let's just pretend in any world it's okay for her to want to be Mia's sidekick. Let's just pretend. Fine, knock yourself out. But why are you now going so hard against Jacqueline? It's because Mia, with her narcissistic self, which is again just my personal opinion, I'm not diagnosing her. I personally think she's one. Like narcissists do, they do a smear campaign. They talk so badly about someone, and then they get the person that they're doing the talk, not the doing they're talking about, but they're doing the talking to then go and belittle that person on their behalf. I think that Mia gets a kick and a high out of humiliating Jacqueline, out of making Jacqueline embarrassed, out of making Jacqueline look thirsty and stupid. And she does that by going around and telling everybody, oh, Jacqueline's really possessive. Jacqueline's this, Jacqueline's that, blah, 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 blah. But yet you still kick it with Jacqueline. She's still your friend. And now Jazzy is going around basically repeating what Mia has told to her. So if I was Jazzy, if I was Jacqueline, both of them, I would cut ties with Mia. I would get a really good therapist and work on your own self esteem because never in life would I ever be beefing with another woman to be the side chick of another woman. And by woman, I don't mean sexuality. I just mean like, no, why would you ever do that to yourself? Absolutely ridiculous. I also don't think that Jazzy and her boyfriend are happy or as in a good place or as a normal relationship. Because when they were in the Sprinter van and Jazzy was like, yeah, I'm 3 years older than him. But I think it's good because she said something like she can like either like mold him or be an example or show him the way or some crap like that. And I was like, oh, so basically you think that you are going to play mommy to this man and that's how you're going to keep him or get him. No, that's just going to make him resent you, use you to play mommy to him while he's probably out there with all of the hot thoughts and dipping it and doing it with all the baddies. And you think you're like his girlfriend, but you're really just playing mommy. Because that to me was so much of a red flag. The fact that she used being 3 years older than him as some sort of like badge of honor and how she can like mold him and shape him. Excuse me, miss, he is an adult man, NFL football player, and you want to play mommy to him and you think that's the way to keep him and have a healthy relationship, I don't think so. So, PSA to everybody, if you think that by playing mommy to a man is the way to keep him, you're wrong. You're wrong. It's a good way to do everything for him and then have him leave you for the baddie down the street. Okay? Never works out, ever. And so when she said that, I was like, oop, red flag. Oop, red flag. And speaking of red flags in relationships, that's kind of how I feel about Jazzy. Let's go to Kiana. I can never pronounce her name. I'm just going to call her KK because I can't pronounce her name. Let's go to KK. She is also someone who, in my opinion, is in a toxic relationship and needs to break up ASAP and also get a very, very good therapist for self esteem. ASAP. Number one, KK, your boyfriend doesn't like you. I would go as far as to say he's probably the type of man who hates women. There are men, gay or straight, who just hate women. And I think your boyfriend is one of them. He looks at you with disdain and disgust. He looks like he has a 24/7 attitude. He looks like the type of man who doesn't care and he will cuss out a woman if he feels like it. I think you need to get far, 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 far away from this man. He called you his employee. We've seen the foreshadowing of when you tell him that you feel like you shrink around him and he told you to like calm down or some crap, which was completely crazy. And just the energy. KK, he doesn't like you. He doesn't. And the sad part is you are so beautiful and so intelligent and so smart and so accomplished. You have your own med spa, all these great things, boom, boom, boom. But unfortunately, you have the sickness, the mental illness that a lot of women have, thinking that they need to prove their value and their worth to their man, that they have to earn a position next to a man. In my personal opinion, that is a mental and emotional illness that we all need to cure from ourselves. Because the truth is, as a woman, you are intrinsically valuable and worthy. And you never have to prove your value to a man. And the way she's proving herself to him is, oh, I'm like the executive vice president, executor, marketing, and I go to the schools and help out his thing, and I do this and I do that, and we working together, and we doing this, this, and this, because she's trying to prove that she's worthy. She's trying to prove that she's deserving. She's trying to, to me, if I were dating and a guy said to me, what do you bring to the table? I would be like, nothing. And I would get up and leave the table, because that is a red flag. If a guy ever says to you, what do you bring to the table? He's a dusty, he's a weirdo. And that is such a toxic question, because a real man isn't expecting a woman to, quote, bring something to the table. He is expecting for her to bring herself to the table that he built. That is what a real man expects. So a real man would never ask a woman, what do you bring to the table? Her presence would be enough, and he would build the table for her to sit at. Okay? Your man seems cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. He does not like you. He does not like women, and he's going to continue to play in your face. And yeah, he will use you. He will let you go out there and be the executive vice president of marketing of his company that he probably never even asked you to do. You probably just decided to do it to prove that you were deserving and worthy and the value you bring. And that's why he's calling you his employee. And that is why he's like, sure, you can move in, but I haven't asked you to marry me yet. Sure, you can be my employee, even though I haven't asked you to marry you yet. I hope he's paying you. I really hope he's paying you. I hope you're not doing this for free. Anyway, there's that. And also, KK, another reason why I need you to go to therapy and work on your self-esteem is because of the way you thought about Stacy. And I'm going to get to Stacy after this. I'm going to segue that way. You expected, because, Messy Mia gave you guys the bunk beds, and everyone expected Stacy and KK to, like housewives do, get all in a tissy and like upset and want to fight and argue over, oh my God, I can't believe I got the smallest room. I got the smallest bunk beds. How dare you? Which is bonkers. And I'm going to get to that when I get to Stacy's part. But you told on yourself, KK. You said that first you were like, well, I don't even know Stacy like that. I have to bunk with her. I don't even know her. And I expected her to have a more negative reaction. Like you basically expected Stacy to pop off and throw like a princess temper tantrum. And you were like, I don't even know her like that. But then the moment Stacy came and she was like happy and bubbly and like, oh my God, we have bunk beds. I'm bunking with you. Cool. Did you see how quick KK switched to her people pleaser ways and was like, oh my God, this is so great. Let's bunk together. We can use this as like our wardrobe robe. Oh my God, it'll be so much fun. She like flipped it. Now, number one, I'm happy that KK flipped it and got with the program and got a good attitude and saw that as an opportunity to bond with Stacy and to get to know her. And that not taking your bed situation that seriously is actually a really great thing. So I'm happy she flipped it. But what it's telling is her preconceived notion of Stacy. And this happens a lot. I think it's called like pretty girl syndrome or whatever you want to call it. Pretty girl, whatever you want to call it. When there is a woman, I'm talking about Stacy, who is beautiful, really pretty, put together, nice and fun, has some coins, whatever the case may be, other women, even though that other woman, like KK, is also beautiful, wealthy, put together X, Y, and Z, automatically think, oh, she's going to be a bitch. Oh, she's going to be mean, or she's going to be this, she's going to be that. They have all these preconceived notions about you simply based on what they think you have and how you look. She assumed, and she said this herself, and this happens all the time. People will look at you and they automatically don't like you simply because you look good or simply because you have a little coin. It happens all the time. People automatically, well, who do you think you are? You're going to have an attitude. You're going to be this, you're going to be that. You could have not even opened your mouth and they've already assumed A, B, C, D, E, F, G about you simply because you're pretty. And other pretty people do this to other pretty people. Kiana, KK, she's a gorgeous girl, but she still was intimidated by Stacy, and she flipped that moment. Stacy was not mean, was not a mean girl, was totally cool. She was like, "Oh, okay, sleepover." She flipped real quick. So there's that. So KK, I want to say to you, you need to kick this Dusty to the curb, get some really good therapy, and to all the women out there, you never, ever, ever have to prove your value, prove your worth, prove your deservingness to any man. Simply because you exist, you are worthy and you're valuable and you are enough. What you bring to the table is you. That's it. That is it. Your energy, your essence. You think I'm playing around? Why do you think a man could go to a sperm bank, give his little seed, and he'll get like what, $10, $25, 30, $50? But for women to harvest our eggs, we make it anywhere from 50K to 125K to 250K because who we are is enough and is super valuable. Anyway, that was a weird comparison, but you know what I'm talking about. Now, speaking of that, let's move on to Stacy. I think Stacy, and this is my prediction, I think Stacy is going to be a sleeper cell. I think she's going to be like Jen from the OC. She is going to rise and become that girl. That is my prediction. I think Stacy is going to somehow win the season or have some really great moments and really just become that girl for a couple of reasons. Number one, the way she is flawlessly, and again, this is just my personal opinion, the way she is flawlessly handling these women without getting out of character, without getting out of pocket, shows me she's that girl. She has nothing to prove to no one. And I actually think she's really fun. Like Stacy to me is someone who I would want to in real life be friends with. I think she's really fun. I think she's cool. I like her positivity. I think she's amazing. Number one, she checked the hell out of Ashley without, and this is the difference because Ashley is messy as hell. Ashley knew what she was saying. Oh, she has a friend. And then try to be like semantics. Well, I said friend. Why is she so mad? When you know the connotation of she's getting a divorce. Oh, but she has a friend. She's all good. The connotation is she's moved on to a man. It's romantic. It's sex, even though they're not having sex, but whatever. You know what I mean? Ashley knows the meaning of what she said. And she was being messy as hell. And she knew she was being messy. But Ashley didn't, not Ashley, but Stacy didn't like blow up at her or cuss her out or go off the deep end or just let it slide. She was like, no, what you said was wrong. And this is why it was wrong. And this is the way I felt. And you knew what you were saying was wrong. And she stayed on her neck, but she did it in a way without getting out of character, without getting out of pocket. But she checked Ashley and let Ashley know we see each other. She was like, you were in my house for hours. You came over the next day. I told you this in confidence. Now you want to ha ha ha, he, and bring it to the table of the girls. That's not okay. She said what she said. And everybody knew it was not okay, but she did it without getting over the top. So then it took away any power Ashley would have, which Ashley likes to do. She'll be like, "Oh, Wendy, you're being condescending," or Karen, you're being crazy, or blah 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 blah. She took away Ashley's power or any of the girls' power to blame the way in which she reacted, to take away from the fact that she was justified in having a reaction. And this is also what I was kind of saying about Lisa Barlow in Salt Lake City. Lisa Barlow, in my opinion, you guys all know I love her, is usually right. But especially when Whitney is like lying and trying to come at her. But yes, I want her to stand up for herself. Yes, I want her to stick it to them. But when you, or like a Shannon on the OC with Tamra, but when you blow up and you leave and you stomp and you yell, and you can do all of that, but when you do all of that, you kind of lose your power, because you can say what you say with your full chest, but keep it all right here and let a person know I see you and we're do. But you're not getting crazy. You're not getting out of pocket. You're not storming out. You're not yelling. You're not flailing. But you're letting that person know I am checking you and I see you. Don't do it again because I'm not the one. That is the power I like. So I think Stacy is a sleeper cell. I think she's going to do great this season. I personally really like her. And then also, let's talk about the bunk bed situation. She handled that flawlessly as well. Because this is the gag. Like I was saying, Mia really thought she was doing something. She thought she was doing her big one by putting Stacy and KK in the bunk beds. You know, all the women was thinking, oh, Stacy's going to throw a temper tantrum. She's going to be, very, prissy, and she's going to act like a princess, and that's going to be a big deal. She's going to feel some type of way. But she strolls in and she's like, oh my God, bunk beds? I've always wanted a bunk bed. Which is what I would do if I was in that situation. And I walk in, everybody has these like really nice suites, and I'm in like a bunk bed on vacation. Like, I know what's going on, but you would never know that I knew what was going on. I'd be like, oh my God, I love bunk beds. I grew up with bunk beds. They're amazing. You want the top or the bottom? I'm a top. You know what I mean? I would do the same exact thing, because again, you take away all of their power and you bring it back to yourself. You're not letting these women get under your skin. You're not letting these women get a rise and a reaction out of you. And also on top of that, when you actually have money, I'm just going to keep it all the way 100. When you actually have money, when you are actually used to the finer things in life, you're not going to trip and get all crazy over a less than stellar accommodation on a girls' trip like this. You're not, because it's not the coolest thing to you. It's not your only chance. It's not something you've never had before. The novelty when you actually have money, the novelty when you actually have really nice things, would actually be staying in the bunk bed, because that would be actually new to you. That would actually be different to you. And I will give you a clear-cut example of this. So first one is, remember when Robin and Gizelle lost their GD minds when I think it was Wendy or Karen, I want to say. It was Wendy or Karen or somebody like that had put them in their own little room when they came late, and they were put in their own little room, and they had to like leave the room to go to their bathroom or something, and they like had such a hissy fit. They had such bad attitudes. They were just acting so stank and so nasty. And they ended up leaving, and they went and rented a hotel room that they shared, because again, when you actually have money, you would get your own hotel room. But then again, Gizelle and Robin, I don't know, they're very close. But they left the group house because they didn't like their room to go share a hotel room, right? To me, that is how you act when you're just miserable and you're a nasty person and you actually don't have money and you're just a weirdo and you are a problem and you want to have a problem, which is what they thought Stacy was going to act like because they put her in the bunk bed. I don't think they really check for KK because KK is very quiet. She's very much a people pleaser. So they don't really feel threatened by KK. Okay. So there's that bucket versus when else have we had a bunk bed situation? I'll tell you. Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, 2 seasons ago, or 1 season ago, however you want to count it. Remember when they all went to Aspen and Lisa Rinna, Erica Jane, and Kyle and Dorit thought that they were doing their big one by putting Kathy in the bunk beds? And they thought that Kathy was going to come in and have a big hissy fit and be like, I'm Kathy Hilton. I can't sleep in a bunk bed. And they thought they were really doing their big one by disrespecting Kathy and by putting her in the bunk bed. And she came in, and what did she do? Exactly what Stacy did, exactly what I personally would do. And she was like, oh, a bunk bed, okay. And she went into the bunk bed. She had fun. She was trying to sleep. They kept going in there messing her up. And she's like, I'm trying to sleep. I'm just hanging out in my bunk bed. She did not bat an eye. She did not care. She did not complain. She was like, whatever, this is my accommodation. It is what it is. But they all thought that they were really doing their big one by being disrespectful and belittling and trying to humiliate and isolate these women by putting them in the bunk beds. But just like Kathy Hilton, Stacy just was like, okay, cool, it's no big deal, because these women actually have money. These women actually are used to nice things in life. And these women, more than anything else, don't have anything to prove to anyone. They're not trying to get validation from anybody. So that's when people who are trying to now play these reindeer games, trying to trigger them by menial things like what room you're going to sleep in, does not phase them, because they know they don't need their validation. They know that they can go to the Hiltons, go to the Four Seasons, go to the Maldives, go to Ibiza, hang out, go to the south of France. This is actually novelty and fun to them. So kudos and chef kiss to Stacy. And I really think that she is going to really come into her own and blossom and bloom. I think she's going to be really great on the show. That's just my prediction on her, because I personally think she's handling it flawlessly. I really enjoy her as a housewife. Mia calling her boring is, again, Mia being messy and being a hater and being jealous as hell. Just like Karen said, people come for you because they want to be you, right? I think Stacy is more of a housewife than Mia is. I mean, just gonna throw it out there, Mia is messy as hell and is really gross. I also think that Mia wants to take Stacy away from Karen as an ally, because Mia has such a hard on for Karen. I think she's going to want to turn Stacy against her or get her off the show because she's Karen's ally. So Mia is just messy as hell, and she's just jealous and is disgusting and narcissistic and absolutely gross. And speaking of that, and then I'll get into Ashley, Wendy, and Gizelle. Not so much to say about them, so we'll get there though. But with Mia and the whole Stacy thing and her hard on for Karen, and also when Mia brought her friends to basically say, oh yeah, Karen butt dialed us and said she was with Ray and blah, 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 blah. This is the gag, Mia. I don't care. And what I mean by I don't care is I don't care if Karen was cheating on Ray. I don't care. Ooh, thank you so much, Chocolate Chunks. Thank you so much for the super chat. Chocolate Chunk says, why did neck go on the trip with everyone just to leave the same evening and come back the next day. She did it to secure her room. Yes. Listen, even more than her room, Giselle is doing the absolute most because I think she really wants to keep her job. I think after the last couple of years, after Robin got fired, after she got demoted from sitting next to Andy at the reunion, after the uproar of social media, I think Giselle is doing everything in her power to keep her job. She's being nice to Wendy. She's trying to be nice to Karen. She's showing up, flying out, coming back. I just think she really just wants to keep this job. She also had the legal issues with Robin against Eminem. I think he won in court. I don't really know, but I do think he won. So who knows with legal stuff there. I don't know if Jamal, if the child support with Jamal is ending because the girls are going to be 18 soon, if they're not already. I know the eldest one is over 18 by now. She's in college. And then now we're watching the two twins. I think that they might be 17, 18. When does child support end? At 18? So is Jamal's child support ending? Giselle needs a job. So, yes, she is flying in, she is flying out because she needs that money. Okay. And thank you so much, Chocolate Chunk, for the super sticker and great question. Now, Karen and Ray, I don't I don't care. And what I mean by I don't care is I hope Karen is dipping it and doing it and busting it open and having the time of her 61-year-old life. Number one, maybe her and Ray have an understanding at this point in life. Maybe they just want to do life together. There are so many Meredith, Marks, and Seth on OC on the Salt Lake City. I think this is their arrangement. Again, it's just my opinion. I think a lot of couples, older or younger or whatever, have certain understandings. You do you in this point, I do me at this point, whatever the case may be. Ray said on national television he thinks he's in love with his wife. Excuse me, sir? You think you're in love with me? I would backhand him in my mind, not in real life, because I'm not built to be physical, but in my mind, I would. You know what I mean? On national television, you're telling the world you think you love me? So, number one, they could have an understanding in their marriage. Not every marriage is monogamous, and not every marriage has to tell you whether they're monogamous or not. What people do behind closed doors, as long as everybody is safe and consenting, knock yourself out. So if Karen is dipping it and doing it and busting it, I hope she is. I hope Karen is having the time of her life. Just Karen, get an Uber, get a Lyft, get your driver back because we love you and we don't want anything to happen to you anymore. So I hope she's doing her big one. I hope Karen is dipping it and doing it and busting it. I really, really do. So Mia, you're not doing what you think you're doing. You're just proving that you're evil and you're mean and you're a narcissist and you're messy and you're trying to trap this 61-year-old woman to go to jail. Now, I'm not saying that Karen should not have consequences for her actions. Of course she should. You are under the influence, allegedly, and you get behind a wheel and you drive, there should be consequences for that, of course. But I don't want that consequence for Karen to be to go to jail. That's just how I personally feel. No one died, no one got hurt. And I don't think that she should go to jail because of what could have happened. She needs to face the consequences for what did happen. So, yes, I do think she should have certain consequences, rehab, community service, whatever the case may be. But I personally don't want to see a 61-year-old Karen go to jail. I don't. I didn't want to see Shannon go to jail on the OC. I wanted Shannon to go to rehab, do community service, maybe have your license taken away or something like that. Maybe go to some classes. I don't know what the deal is, but I didn't want Shannon to go to jail either. The same way I don't want Karen to go to jail. I don't want to see these women in jail. I don't. And for Mia to be playing those games, literally trying to trap her, saying, you need to take accountability. You need to admit what you did. Mia might be stupid, but she's not dumb. She knew exactly what she was doing. Exactly what she was doing. And that is really sick. And that is just crazy to me. And also, like, Mia, worry about the mental health and the emotional health of your children rather than doing all of these things going after Karen. And I'm not mom shaming you. I'm saying that as a normal human being based on everything that you, Ink, and Gordon have put out there publicly on an international platform. So I'm not mom shaming you. I'm just saying what I think any normal, healthy person would say. You need to worry more about the health of your children than who Karen is dipping in and doing it with. Because you're projecting all of your mess onto Karen, and it's not Karen's fault you're in the situation you're in. It's your fault. So, girl, bye. Okay. And last little bit about Karen. Karen, you keep checking Mia and you keep checking Jacqueline because Jacqueline is just being Mia's little narcissistic flying monkey. Now, all of a sudden, Jacqueline's turning on Karen, being like, she's calling me drunk. Again, why are you saying that to people? Why are you saying that on camera, knowing Karen has a court case coming up? Knowing that the lawyers and the prosecutors and all those people always subpoena all of the footage from the shows that they use in their court cases. You're trying to get this woman to go to jail? That's just evil. Why? Because you feel some type of way because she told you about yourself? Mia missed me with that. Number one, free Gordon. I think Gordon is a victim of Mia since she likes to call people abusers. I think he's a victim of her narcissistic abuse. You're going to tell me Gordon is not suffering mentally and emotionally being in that triangulate situation where you have Ink, another whole man coming into your house, sleeping with your wife, trying to take your place with your children, questioning the paternity of your children, having your children come to you saying that they see him and your mom having sex in your house, and you think your children are not suffering? Mia, you're messy as hell. Miss me. And any of those little Mia minion women, y'all are cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs and messy too. Jazzy, I'm looking at you. All the women who came, the woman who came to try to talk about Karen's story, I'm looking at all of y'all. Jacqueline, I'm looking at you. To me, I feel like they all like have sex with each other and they're all obsessed with each other. They swap men, they swap each other. It's just, to me, it seems almost like a brothel. I don't know, it's just nasty. It's just nasty. And that is no, obviously that is no shame or shade to anybody who is bisexual or lesbian or anything like that. I'm not talking about sexuality in a derogatory way. I'm just saying that these women just seem like they all this, like Jazzy seemed like she's busting it open with Mia. Jacqueline seems like she's busting it open with Mia. All the women she brought at the dinner seems like they've all have busted it open with Mia. That's what it's giving. Like, ugh, like messy, sloppy, nasty. They all need to go to the clinic. Like, ugh, I don't know what's going on. It's nasty. Speaking of nasty, let's talk about Ashley. Ashley to me seems she's still messy. She's still an instigator, but Ashley seems sad to me. She seems off, depressed. I was shocked when she was talking about um, how she has to do these gigs. It's giving very Luann de Lesseps, how she has to do all these gigs, hosting podcasts and improv shows and doing all these gigs for money, and what happened to Michael Darby? Because he has some coin, like actual money. I know they're going through a supposed divorce, but the type of money Michael Darby has and the fact that you popped out two of his kids, you would think that you would be set at least until the boys were 18, and if you played your cards right and you invested right and you saved right, you could be set for life if you get that the way, if you keep getting that alimony and that child support and you invested right and all that stuff with Michael Darby type of money, because he has millions of dollars. He allegedly is, little sleazeball, but he has some coin. So what's going on with that? Because this is the first time I've seen Ashley genuinely look concerned about her financial situation. Prior to that, to me, it seems like she was just like kind of playing it like, oh, we're getting this house and and Michael's moving and, he's staying and we're doing this. Where to me, it just seemed like she was fronting. But now I'm kind of like, what's going on? Like now I really want to know what's going on between Ashley and Michael. It seems like it's very dark days. And remember when she was talking to her lawyer and she was like, I want the boys to be able to be in their like in their home, like in their house. And I was like, wait a minute, Michael isn't letting the boys stay at the house. These are still his children. Do you know what I mean? Like these are still his kids. What do you mean she's worried about if his kids have access to the house? It's one thing to be like, I'm worried if I can live in the house, but not the children. Like, shouldn't the children be able to stay there? And so she was like, I need to do all these gigs so I can keep, as a working mom, that for me and my kids to have this lifestyle we're accustomed to. Either she's still fronting and lying and is only acting like this for the camera and for show, or something super dark really is going on. And I fear that in the beginning, like not this season, but like this season, like last season, it was all a front, but somehow that front became real. Like first it was just for the show, but now it's actually real. You know what I'm saying? Because there's just a different energy. She's not drinking. I don't know if maybe she's on the antidepressant again. I'm not a doctor. I don't diagnose. I'm not trying to put that on anybody. I don't know. I'm just saying she's not drinking, and I just sense a sadness to her. And even though Ashley's not my favorite person, and I do think she's messy as hell, I do think she stirs the pot. I don't think she's really anybody's friend, even though she's now the new Robin and is just being Gizelle's side piece and mouthpiece. I do feel for her in this situation if what she is saying is true. To be married to someone who has a lot of money, then to have two of his children, then to be worried about how you're going to provide for you and your children. That's sad. That's I feel bad. I feel bad for any person, married to a rich man or not, who is concerned about that, who and all, but there's just, I don't know. I need more information because something isn't making sense. I just never thought Michael would be the type of person. Sure, he might cut ties with Ashley because he wants to go dip in and do it, but to cut off his children financially, can't she go to court and get a court order? So I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if she's still playing in our faces, but to me, it seems like I would just take him to court. I would get the judge to step in because there are a lot of men who make way less money than Michael who have court orders to pay child support. So I don't know what's going on with Ashley. I don't know if she's still lying and playing in our faces or what, but something is weird. Something's going on. Something's going on. And she needs to leave Stacey alone because you're not Stacey's friend. You're jealous of her. And that it is what it is. It's like the Katie situation. You were jealous of Katie. Katie comes in, she's beautiful. She has like the rich boyfriend. Stacey's beautiful. She comes in, she has the rich husband, soon to be ex-husband, living in the big house together, all of these things. You want that. And you're jealous, So we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. But I'm confused about the Ashley Michael children money situation. That to me, I gotta see what's going on with that. All right, now let's talk about Wendy. I only have 3 things to say about Wendy. I like Wendy. She's still boring. And I'm happy she's standing up for Karen. That's it. I do like Wendy. I have nothing bad to say about her. I still personally think she's boring. I don't think there's anything that's very interesting about her. I think she's nice. I think she has a beautiful family. She's kind of corny to me. Wendy's always been very corny. She's like a cornball to me. Like she's just corny as hell. She kept saying, "Oh, the weekend's about me. It's my birthday." No, the weekend, nobody cares it's your birthday. The only reason why Mia went all out for your birthday was to stick it to Karen. But nobody actually cares that it's your birthday, Wendy. I'm sorry. But Wendy, to me, sweet person, beautiful, smart, great family, but boring. I don't care. I do like the fact that she stood up for Karen in the van when Jacqueline was trying to, and Gizelle were like, yeah, Karen calls us drunk all the time. Who cares? And then she was like, nope, she's not in the van to defend herself and to shut it down. Kudos to that. I forget who tries to come in between Wendy and Karen. I hope it doesn't work. It's either like Mia or Jazzy. Whoever, if it's Jazzy, it's because Mia told her to, because Jazzy is now Mia's puppet, which is sad and disheartening. Um, but I hope it doesn't work. I hope that Karen and Wendy stay allies and stay friends. But that's all I have to really say about Wendy. Cause yeah, if she what like if Wendy were not on the show, would we miss her? Not me. And then Gizelle, just my only note to Giselle is this: mind your business. Just mind your business. I know you are trying to save your seat on the show. You're trying to save your job, but just mind your business. Newsflash, we don't like it and we don't need you to produce everything and to step in and everything. Mind your business. Like when Karen and Jacqueline were going at it, and Karen, rightfully so, was called her out and it's like, you're two-faced and you backstab me. You're going around telling people I called you and I was drunk when you know I'm facing a court case for a DUI. And I thought that was weird. And then Giselle inserts herself. Well, no, Karen, I didn't take when Jacqueline said, I don't give an F. Like I was with Karen. I was like screaming at the TV. I was like, yes, like I don't give an F how you take something, Giselle, that number one is none of your business. Number two has nothing to do with you. And number three still has nothing to do with you. Like, just stop. Just stop. You know what I mean? I just wanted to be like, this situation has nothing to do with you. Literally none of your business. Does not matter how you take what this person says when she's talking about me and my life and my situation and my personal freedom is on the line. Giselle, I need you to shut the hell up all the time, every day, all day. Right? Now, if you want to be friends with Karen, be a friend to Karen. And you need to get out of your feelings about her, planting or having the same awards the night of your, GNA and your charity to your father, which is all beautiful. And I know you're still going through mourning and condolences, but for as many times over the last 9 seasons, you have systematically played in this woman's face and done active stunts on Karen. Get over it. You've stunted on this woman over and over and over and over again, and you act like her having a party the same night of your party and still saying everyone can go, and having all the women try to go is now the end of the world. Girl, stop. And also, didn't when Karen, this was a couple seasons ago, when Karen's parents passed, and Karen and I went back to the hotel room because she wanted to, either the hotel room or her room or something like that. They were traveling to like relax or whatever, or there was like some fight. And Karen had ended up on like Instagram Live or TikTok, just, doing that. And then Giselle and Robin and all of them were like, oh, Karen said she, needed to take some time because she was mourning her parents. Why is she on Instagram? Why is she on that? And she's just using that. So you don't remember how you played in Karen's face when she was grieving the loss of her parents? But now you expect everybody to bow down to you now that you're grieving the loss of your father? Now, two wrongs don't make a right, but you need to have awareness of how you have treated people in the past can shape the way they treat you in the present. So don't act like you haven't done a lot of stuff to this woman to justify her being guarded with you. Now, I do think Gizelle is changing. I do like her more this season than I've ever liked her the entire show, to be perfectly honest with you, except for maybe season one, but I can't remember what I thought of her season one. Um, she's a softer Gizelle. She's a more honest Gizelle because she's going through her own stuff, her own grief, her own loss. And unfortunately, life has a way of humbling you, usually through trauma and tragedy and loss, is when you find true humility. And I mean positive humility, not toxic humility. And so I think that's kind of where she's at. So I hope these women can find their way back to each other. So that's kind of where I landed on what's going on with this season and what's going on with this episode. Basically, Karen, we are rooting for you, girl. I hope you don't get any jail time and you stay on Mia's neck. You stay on Jacqueline's neck. Don't let these women let you slip up. Mia, you are evil. You are a narcissist. You're messy. Worry about your kids instead of worrying about what's going on between Karen's leg. legs and stop getting all of these women who you're hooking up with to do your bidding, you're definitely busting it open for all of these women. It's very, very obvious. Again, I don't care about like sexuality and all that stuff. I'm not saying that to diss that. I'm just saying if it were men, I would say the same exact thing. I don't care. I just think stop getting your little Mia minions to do your dirty work and go after Karen. Leave Karen alone. Stacy, I think, is a dark horse. I think she's a sleeper cell. I think she's going to shine this season. And the way she is flawlessly staying in her power, the way she is flawlessly being that girl, the way she is rich and she knows it, but she doesn't need your validation. She just simply is it, is everything. I love her. I hope her and Karen stay allies. Really, really hope they stay allies. Ashley, I think she's depressed and sad this season. I want to know what's going on with the finances in her alleged divorce with Michael. I'm nosy. I want to know the details. What is going on with that divorce? What does the post nup look like? What's the kid situation? Alimony, child support? What's going on with that? Who's getting the house? I want to know. Wendy, I like you, Wendy, but you're boring to me. There's really nothing going on. And you're not 40. I don't care what you say. You're lying. You have to be like a solid 45, 46. Just saying. Giselle, Giselle's doing the best she can. Just mind your business, okay? She's doing the best she can. And then KK, I love you, KK. Get a good therapist. Work on your self-esteem. Work on your self-love. Break up with that man. He does not like you. I think he hates women. That's just how I feel. So with that, as always, you guys, I want to know what you guys think. So be sure to like, subscribe, and share. And yeah, I will drop the link in case anybody wants to come up and chat. And in the meantime, I will take your candy can questions and comments. All right, you guys, here we go. Link dropped. All right. Hi, Tay Tay says, hi, Candy. Hey, sweetheart. April Morgan says, I know me. I'm not currently trying to talk about Karen. You got 2 men left. The old magazine one broke. Ever know what it is? Everyone knows what it is, Mia, so you could try to go out. We don't care if she doesn't grow on. Hey, Chocolate Chunk says, hey, Candy the Candy Canes. Hey, sweetheart. Chocolate Chunk says, Jazzy made herself look so thirsty. Jacqueline is no better. I agree. Never in life would you ever catch me beefing with another chick to be the side chick of another chick. You lost the plot. I'm the one and only chick. Okay. Chocolate Chunks is playing mommy to a man, never works out for the woman. Exactly. Hey, Nataski, she goes, the only thing you can do is maybe dress them better, but even that is risky. Someone said women act like girls around real men and mommies around the men that are boys. Exactly. Exactly. A real man makes you feel safe. And we only feel safe to act like little girls when we're around safe men. Hey, Natasha.
Hi. Oh my God. Mia, I can't deal with her. She has like really dark energy to the point it kind of gives me like the heebie-jeebs. I almost feel like she like hosts freak offs and stuff. Like, you know what I mean?
No,
It
100%.
gives me that vibe. I'm not joking.
It gives yacht girl. It gives
It
freak
gives very
offs.
weird,
It
like
gives
like
very weird culty energy.
very culty. Yeah, like it
Very
gives like freak
culty.
off energy. Like that's what it seems like her and all her girlfriends get together and they do this weird stuff. Like I'm not judging, but I'm judging. You know what I mean?
Hey,
I don't
2B Black Native. How are you?
it's very weird. And you're right.
So you sound out, Natasha. You go.
Oh, just real quick, like, and then the Mia thing, what she's doing, like, there's so many like evil things that she's doing. The thing to Karen, like, do you understand what the consequences? Like, trying to set her up to like say something that could compromise her case, like this, it's insane. And what she's doing to Gordon is absolutely sadistic and creepy almost. And like the
Yeah.
children, I just feel like she's a danger to everyone. I feel like she's possessed. I don't know. Like I rebuke her. All right, that's
I
it.
agree. I agree. I agree. Great comments. Hey, 2B Black Native. You want to share? Oh, I think you muted yourself. Oh, your mic isn't connected. Yeah, it says can't unmute your guest. Their mic isn't connected.
Try like getting off and then like calling back in. Sometimes that helps. Like if like
Yeah.
the whatever is weird sometimes. What's the app we're on right now?
StreamYard.
Yeah, sometimes it like if you connect to it weird, like something happens and just like get out and try again.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Trisha says, I like Stacy. Feel bad for her. That guy isn't into her. I'm not sure he's into women at all. You know what? Good one. We didn't talk about him this episode, but you're 100% right. I think the guy. This is what I think is going on with Stacy and the guy. Okay, I think that Stacy doesn't want to be divorced, and
Mm-hmm.
I think sometimes, particularly as women, I guess some men too. I don't know. I'm not a guy, but when we're still in love with someone, we don't want to have sex with somebody else. And I think
Mm-mm.
the reason why Stacey is cosplaying this relationship is because she gets to be in a
It's
relationship,
safe.
make her ex jealous, also have a storyline, but not have to have sex when she's not ready to. Because I
Mm-hmm.
think we've all been there where it's just like, I don't want to sleep with anybody. I want to sleep with my person, you know?
Yeah,
And I
you
think
feel like
that's
disgusted.
Stacey, and I think that's kind of how Stacey is. I think she wants her. I think if Stacey, I think Stacey wants her husband back,
I
and
know. She's never said that, but I get that vibe too.
yeah, I don't think she wants to get divorced. I think she wants her husband back. And I think when you're in that space sometime, you don't want to have sex with other people. So it's kind of he's sort of like a blanket for her and she's a beard for him.
Not a beard.
Well,
I mean, yeah, exactly. I know, like she never outwardly said anything to really suggest it, but she never didn't either. And it was kind of like the tone and how she said it. I don't know. It was like the energy, how she said it. I just picked up on it,
mm,
and if I look back, I'm not even sure why. But yeah,
yeah.
you're back. Is it working?
To be is it connected? Oh no. It still says it's not connected. Can you like click on the mic to make
Um,
sure it gets
what
connected?
are you using? Like a desktop or a laptop or phone or?
Yeah. We can't hear you.
Do you have like headphones?
It says the mic isn't. Oh no. Okay, try again. I'm gonna read these until you can come. Chocolate Talk says, I like Stacy, loved her reaction. To be Black Native says, Ashley ain't classy at all. Who does that? Trisha says, unless you're Kathy Hilton. That's right. Remember vividly.
I will say
Hello.
Ashley does look good this season.
Yeah, but
Hello,
SpongeBob SquarePants. Hello.
how are you?
Good. How are you? You want to sound off?
Adam cracks me up.
I love that.
I I haven't even really seen the whole episode yet, but I watched
Mm-hmm.
the first I watched the first part, and I can't with this thirsty Jacqueline.
Oh yeah.
You can tell that the girl was like guaranteed by Mia or something that she was going to get a flute or something, but Mia trolled her in the end just to make
Ew.
her minion.
Did y'all catch that weird competition between like Jacqueline and her like her like North Carolina friends? Like it was just like weird. It's
Like
giving weird
like
competition cult freak off.
I mean, I think Candy said it best last week.
Oh wait, now we can hear you, but it's like
You
Okay.
can hear me?
yeah, it's a little bit of a blowback.
Oh, I don't know what that is. I'm sorry, guys.
Oh no, it's okay.
Well, like do maybe just like try like turning it down a little bit because like
Yeah,
Too loud?
yeah, it's a little too loud.
and then
Okay.
yeah, and then like the background noises won't be as bad either.
Yeah,
Okay. How do I get it to not be so loud? Yeah,
it
I'm
sounds pretty
loud.
good. It sounds pretty good now. I'm gonna mute all
Yeah.
of us except for you, and I'll let you sound off, okay?
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna mute all of us, and then you sound off, and when you're done, we'll go back and we'll let each person, and then we'll let Adam talk, okay?
Let me take these off. Can you hear me better now?
Yes, that's much better.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it was the headphones.
That's what it was. It was headphones. Okay, so I'm gonna mute all of us, and then you get to go.
Okay. Hi everybody. I miss Robin. I don't know if you guys know this. My name is Robin with two B's. So my husband gifted me with a cameo of Robin, and my husband's name is Juan and my name is Robin, and my husband gifted me with a cameo of Robin, but Juan never came on. But it was cute. She was real nice, and I kind of like Robin because we have that connection, Juan and Robin. Did you hear
Oh,
me?
that's really sweet. Yeah, that's really sweet. Juan and Robin, really sweet.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay,
but
Adam, you want to sound off, boo boo? Or are you done, 2B? You got more?
um, well, I'm kind of disappointed in Mia and her behavior, and I feel bad for her son, especially. But
Me
I feel bad
too.
for both of her children, but especially her son. That's so embarrassing.
Yeah. Very embarrassing and confusing, and also very hurtful and painful. I can't imagine what that would feel like, particularly for like a little boy, little black boy who on national TV now everyone's worrying, wondering about the paternity. Like kids can
I
be
know
cruel.
the whole world is wondering about this child's
Yeah. Like, oh,
paternity.
like your mother was cheating on your father when you got conceived, and now we don't know who your daddy is. And also, like,
And seeing
the
them
fact that,
kissing in the bedroom and all of that,
yeah,
why is that?
really sick and super disgusting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but that's all. I hope Karen gets her help,
Yeah.
gets some help. I don't know what's going on with her drinking and stuff. And
Me too.
Wendy looks pretty this season.
She does.
The new girls are pretty.
I really like Stacy. Yeah.
Ashley is trashy for putting her feet on people's furniture.
You put your bunions on my marble. I was like, yes,
Yeah, that's trashy. That's not classy at all.
very trashy. Yeah.
And I
Oh,
don't know, Giselle is Giselle, but I kind of relate to her since I lost my parents.
oh, I'm so
I
sorry.
lost my dad a long time ago, but I lost my mom during COVID, and I can
Ooh,
relate to her having teenagers going to the prom. I remember those years.
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, well, so good to see you. 2B, stay
It's
up.
been a long time. You haven't been
Been a
talking
while.
about anything I wanted to talk about, and I'm on another live right now, so I'm gonna say I love y'all,
Love
and
you
we'll talk
too.
next time.
Sounds great, love. See ya.
Bye.
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 Bye bye, ladies and
Bye,
gents.
sweetheart.
Okay.
Aw.
Let me get out.
Okay. See you. All right, go Adam. And hey, Chels.
Oh my God, Charles.
Hi guys.
Hello. So Adam, you sound off, and then Chels, you go.
Yeah, with Jacqueline, you could tell she was just thirsty for the flute and just acting like this total beg saying I'm the full package and what have you to Karen. I mean, that was beyond. I I think Candy said it best last week when you was like literally Jacqueline wants to be me, or and I said in my words is that she acts like she wants to be married to her. Like the obsession is borderline not like it's. I mean, everyone's unique, but like this is just a bit beyond for me, and I kind of think with Mia. I didn't see the whole episode retrospect, but I saw just the clip online where she is just like evil at this cliffhanger because we never got an episode trailer. and I just don't vibe with like that. Like at the end of the day, what has Karen done to Mia that makes Mia possessed so evil? Nothing. Literally, just her and the puppet Jacqueline can go.
Agreed. And Jazzy now. Jazzy disappointed me. I was rooting for her.
And what did Jazzy do?
So this episode, Jazzy's basically up Mia's butt and is going for Jacqueline and literally said, "Oh, you don't need Jacqueline as your sidekick because I'm a much better one." Or like, "I'm like your new, better sidekick."
But she was being sarcastic, right? She wasn't being.
No, because she really is being Mia's new sidekick, going after Jacqueline, humiliating her. Like, why is Jazzy going so hard for Jacqueline when Jacqueline didn't do anything to Jazzy? Like, why? Like literally, why in every scene is Jazzy being very disparaging about Jacqueline when Jacqueline has done nothing to her? Although this is what happens. Mia goes and she talks a lot of crap about Jacqueline or whoever her target is to other women that she's probably sleeping with. Not that that matters, but I just want to add that in there because I think that adds an element dynamic to it. And then that person then takes it upon themselves to be her flying monkey and then goes out and talks bad about Jacqueline or whoever her target is. Jacqueline has done nothing to Jazzy, but yet Jazzy has been going so hard for her. Oh no, Freddie, come back. It doesn't make any sense. Same
And
way what happened with Katie in the OC. You know, Gina was talking so much crap about Heather behind Heather's back all summer when they weren't filming to Katie. So then when Katie gets on the scene, she's talking so much crap about Heather. And it's like, Heather didn't do anything to you. Why are you going so hard for her?
I mean, the
Hey,
problem with the
Freddie.
Katie girl is that she went too fast into Heather. Like, she didn't even let Heather breathe. She just was just
Yeah,
like, even Sutton like said to her, "I wouldn't go up against Heather, like pre-caution," but she didn't want to take on the advice.
exactly. Oh, Chocolate Chunks, how you treated people in the past can shape how they treat you in the present. Candy Washington quote. Yes, thank ya.
That's a good quote. I like that. I like that.
I know. I literally said that in the moment while I was just talking, but like, that's a good quote. Okay, keep going. Are you done?
I didn't actually realize that she wanted to be like the next puppet. I think
Yeah.
I took it as sarcasm, but like if she actually wants
No.
to be Mia's puppet as her like protege title, then
Well,
that's a
because
difference. That's a different story because in that case, like to me, she's not who I thought she was. I thought the whole
agreed.
because to me, I thought if it as I took it with sarcasm, I thought like, oh, okay,
No.
like she's just doing that as a joke. But if she actually meant that legitimately, then like that's a real shame because I had high hopes for her.
I agree, but the reason why she tried to play it off like, oh no, I was just like joking, like I'm this, I'm that. Like, no, because this is the thing. You are being Mia's puppet by going after Jacqueline, period. Like, there's no way that like that's not that's not sarcasm. That's like you said what you meant, and now you're trying to say, like, oh, but I was just joking. Like, no, that's really what you meant because you are being her puppet, you are being her sidekick, and you are doing her bidding because Mia gets a high out of humiliating and embarrassing Jacqueline. She gets off on it. Like
Me is a narcissist, so
100%.
yes.
Yeah.
Just one quick question.
Yeah.
As you have Peacock instead of Hey You, does Peacock allow you to see the Hey You panel as it's just literally the same distributor that was in London? Because Lisa Barlow had like a lot to say, which was quite interesting. I just think
No,
if you
I haven't seen any panel. No.
okay, I'll tell you when you recap Salt Lake then.
Perfect. Perfect. Yay. All right. Stay up. Hey, Chels, you want to sound off? And then Freddie sound off.
Hey guys. Yes. How's everyone? How you doing, Can? I'm so
I'm
happy that I was
good.
able to catch a live.
Yay.
I was listening to you the other day. I think you guys were talking about I don't know if it was OC or Salt Lake, but you were I want to say it was maybe Salt Lake.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it was good. Good cast. But
Yay!
on
Awesome.
Potomac, the new girls, I talked with it with my mom, and like I asked her how she thought about it, and she was just like, there's too many new women. There's too many like new women on the cast. And after watching last night's episode, I'm kind of like feeling like there is a lot of women on the cast. I don't think they really needed three newbies. Because I'm
Mm-hmm.
kind of counting I'm counting Jacqueline as a newbie, and then you got Stacy, and then you got Jazzy. So it's kind of like, I don't know. And Jazzy, I get the pick me vibes off of last episode. Like it did sound like she was just being sarcastic, but also like, no, I know that you're serious because you do want to be replacement of Jackie is or Jacqueline, whatever her name. I can see that too. And then Mia, I feel like Mia belongs on like Love and Hip Hop or something. Like I don't think that the storyline and everything, like not knowing who my child's father is, or it could be a possibility, even if she does know for sure. I mean, it's still a shame, like, for her children. And a part of me always thought like, how they're saying she doesn't know if it's the second son. Are we sure she's not talking about the first son? Because you know how she has the older son, Mia?
No, they're talking about Jeremiah,
Okay.
the youngest. They're
I was
talking about Jeremiah, who's like, I think he's like 8. That's who they're
eight.
referring.
Okay. Because doesn't she have like a 13-year-old? She has an older son in the
She might have
beginning
an older son, but
seasons.
the one that she's referring to with Gordon is Jeremiah, who I think is about 8 years old.
Oh, okay. I was thinking like I was like wondering if that's the one. Yeah, and then Karen, I'm really like disappointed in her season. I mean, I know we're only 4 episodes in, but compared to Shannon, and I know it's a case and she doesn't want to admit fault yet, but I think she's just doing herself like a disservice, and it just might, I hope it doesn't end off worse for her, but at the same time, if there were like open Stella Rosa bottles in the car, I think she should be accountable and not, blame it on other traumas. Ashley, she should be done. I'm so glad Stacy checked her when she put her feet on the countertops, because I also feel like Stacy gives a little bit of like pushover vibes, like she's not speaking up. But she is, like in the last episode, how she said something on the boat, and I was surprised that no one gave a bigger reaction when Stacy mentioned like, you are messy and you put your bunions on my countertop, and like no one said anything. I was like, we're not going to talk about that, but I thought that was funny. And Wendy, Wendy and Gizelle, I think they're just making up because, Robin's gone. I feel like Wendy doesn't have Candace. And I mean, it's not bad to watch, but I don't believe it like in real life. Like, I feel like if Candace and Robin were still on the show, it would still be the same thing. Like, I don't necessarily see them getting along outside of the show. And I think that's it with all the members.
Yeah, I forget about Robin and Candace.
I have
I
forgotten
don't miss
about them this season, but I feel like I just, with Gizelle and Wendy's relationship,
Yeah,
like I feel like it would be, if Robin and Candace were still in the picture, like that would be nothing, and
I
they're
agree.
just both saving face, and they both want the check. Like Giselle is clocking
Yep.
in and out, that's what Giselle is doing, and that's what Wendy is doing. Same thing. And yeah, that's just really what it is. But I'm excited to see how Stacy gives me like young Kenya Moore vibes, and I like that. I like Stacy. I
Me
loved her
too.
reaction on the bunk beds, so I'm here for it. And Kiana, is it Kiana? Oh, isn't Kiana also? See, it's not 4. There's 4 new ones, and Kiana's new. So
Yeah.
like Kay, yeah, I don't know. There's a lot. It's a lot going on. Yeah, those are just my thoughts, and I
No, those
agree
are
with a lot
great
that you
thoughts.
said.
Those are
Hmm.
great thoughts. Yeah, and good to hear from you and see you again.
Thank you. Okay, I'm gonna go meet myself.
Okay. Hey, Freddie, you want to share, sweetheart? Freddie? We can't hear you. Can you guys hear Freddie? Oh.
No, I just saw the
No.
buffer and
No.
circle go round and round on his name.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I saw it where he was here and like it looked like it was struggling because the picture wasn't even coming up.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll wait for him to jump back up. Okay. So now it's a free for all since everybody got a turn.
Oh crap. I'm just kidding. Yeah.
Wait, there you go.
I feel like I was like agreeing with something that Adam was
Fred.
saying, but now I forget.
Hi.
Hi. Okay, it's your
I
turn,
think
love.
I was put back into the not on the panel, so and then I wasn't let in, I don't think was the issue.
Oh no. Well, you're
But
back
I'm
now.
here now, I'm back
Okay.
now, which is good.
So,
Potomac. I mean, the first thing I would say is I'm personally not missing Robin, and I with Candice, I again I'm not that bothered that she's gone, I'm afraid. As for Mia and Jacqueline Blake, these two are the prime example of being toxic codependents. They are addicted to drama, they're addicted to destroying each other. This is why they will never let go of each other.
oh no, I think your connection's like woo, 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 woo. Try now.
I can hear you.
Oh, okay, now go.
So yeah, I think they have a lot of relationship issues. I think they're toxic codependents who
Oh no, we lost him again. It's like a weird connection. Okay, Freddie, come up again when you can, sweetheart. Okay.
It was just getting juicy.
I
Yeah.
know. And he's right. It is like a toxic, codependent, narcissistic dynamic.
Very deep
Mia
rooted.
will always be the
Yes.
center, and she
Deep
will always
rooted is
be
the key
putting
word.
people
Yeah. Deep
against
rooted.
each other. Yeah.
Like they've had so many experiences that they both hold so much resentment, but like it's like almost like an obligatory toxic relationship where you're like, I've been through this much with you. I
Mm-hmm.
can't exactly walk away now. And I also think there's like a weird sexual component too,
Yep.
where they're like addicted to each other that way too. I don't know.
I
Are you
mean,
It's a
guys
they
talking
strange
about
share.
one.
Mia and Jacqueline? Wait, I'm sorry. Were you
Yeah.
guys talking
Yeah.
Yes.
Mia and
Yeah.
Jacqueline?
Yes.
Did you guys? I just heard someone recap the Carlos King interview with Mia, and this because I know her hashtag is like Mia be lying, but Mia said on the Carlos King interview that her, Jacqueline, and Ink have showered together. So when Giselle asked that comment, like when it was funny, like the first or second episode, like, oh, have you shared him yet? And she's like, no, like I don't share. But then Mia does like this like cat and mouse play game where it's like I'm gonna get the viewers to like, like watch
Mhm.
and be intrigued on what's going on. But it's like Mia, we don't want that. Like we don't want to see that. We're on
Right.
Bravo. We're watching
No.
Housewives. We're not watching, like I
Not
said,
they
Love and Hip
shower
Hop or
together.
like
I can't.
just a different show. I'm not saying
Yeah.
that like people don't want to watch that, but put that on Zeus. Like that is not the type
100%.
of dynamic. And I feel Giselle, a lot of how Giselle's behavior in the past, like I haven't agreed with, but I feel her when Giselle was like talking to someone, she's like, I just don't want to talk about it. That type of talk shouldn't even be amongst us. And like how Karen always like bites the bullet. And then someone
Mhm.
made a good point about Jacqueline and Mia's relationship. I know firsthand, I know like three couples that were friends but undercover like lovers,
Yeah.
lesbian lovers, and that there's that one person that becomes possessive, and I feel like it's more Jacqueline than like Mia, and just like the sidekick, and that they've admitted it already, that they
Yeah.
have had sexual encounters, but it's weird, and stop putting your business like your children. I just keep thinking about the kids, so.
I think they're both dangerous people. They're both toxic codependents. They're both addicted to the drama of each other and the problems that each of them encounter in their lives. I mean, most people, the way Mia treated Jacqueline, 2 years ago now, most people would walk away from that friendship and never speak to that person in their life ever again. But the fact that these two have reconciled, that just tells me that they are addicted to each other. And I don't know why that is,
Mhm.
but
Yeah.
they, I think, always will be. And I think, yeah, Mia, maybe she is getting this new girl to try and make Jacqueline look good. Look bad. I don't know. But the reality is that I personally think that the fact that Jacqueline said that she thought she was a main dish was a bit delusional. You are the side piece and you always will be, and you enjoy being Mia's side piece as a full time job.
100%.
I'm sorry, I'm cracking up right now. That was so funny.
Well, I
Yeah.
mean, that's my truth. I mean, that's how I feel about it. But with the Jazzy girl, I think she's quite funny. I think she's better than Kiana, to be honest. I don't really know what Kiana offers. She's not that memorable on this show. As for the Stacy girl, she's just again one of these types of people they've got on because they've got a bit of fame, like the fact that they've got some Instagram followers, but she's not really opening up about her life. I don't find her that interesting. She just reminds me like the girls in New York who are also not really opening up about what's happening.
Yeah, you just get a sense that you don't know the real picture.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
And that's annoying.
And that's why, and this is why I'm not big on this Stacy girl. And I think actually that's the reason why Mia said she was boring. Not, I don't think she's saying it because she dislikes her. I think she's thinking you're not opening up enough, and if you're not, you shouldn't be here because everyone else sort of has to. I think
Mhm.
with Potomac has been so known for all the scandal it's had, and I think Ashley and Michael were sort of the forefront of causing all of that, but now it's sort of an expectation. I think the production company and the producers expect that every season.
Well, totally. I mean,
Yeah.
when Michael Darby was present on the show, there wasn't anything but something to do with something scandalous. I mean, that guy couldn't keep it together. He was all over the
I
place.
miss Michael more than I
I,
miss Robin.
I mean, literally, like, I mean,
Same.
I mean, he was. I mean, I still feel that reunion couch when Karen and Ray went out against him and Ashley, and they were like, "F you, widow." That was the maddest. But
Oh yeah, no, that was a good one. Those were the good old days that we're just not going to get back anymore.
Yeah,
I
those
kind of
days are
think
done, unfortunately.
I kind of think since maybe there are some fans on the live of Wendy, but to me, ever since Wendy came onto the scene, it's kind of been a different type of energy. Like even when she first came on, she was going like pure like professor mode, giving like Ashley and Giselle and Karen all a lecture, pretending like they was her university students. And like now, when even when Chels was mentioned about Giselle and Wendy being these friends, like I just Wendy to me is actually someone who needs to go as well. Quite frankly, I don't think much of her.
You've always hated her, though.
I, I, I
But I mean,
pers-
again with Wendy, I have to agree with Adam. What does she offer other than just going, "Oh, I'm a professor"? She's not even a professor anymore. I mean, what
I
is
mean,
she going to be doing that's worth people's time?
I did
nothing.
appreciate when she had those like huge battles with Giselle. Um, but then when she falls back to like her own devices, it's always performative. It's always cheesy. And it's just like I just want to shake her and be like, "Can you just like be yourself?"
Yeah, I mean, what's she gonna do? She's now decided she's gonna what? Use Peter Thomas as a story yet again to, I don't know, build a fake restaurant.
Another one?
I don't know. Maybe she will. I mean, what other storylines has she got? She's not opening up about what's the whole what's caused the breakdown of relationship between her family and Eddie's family, what caused that, all this voodoo stuff that was talked about last season. She seemed very intent on shutting that down, and apparently she sort of managed to get push NECA off the show, which I disagreed with, as NECA is better than all of those people that they've brought on this year.
100%.
I like
I,
Stacey though.
I,
I
I'm
like
gonna give
Stacey
Stacey.
too.
I'm
I
gonna give
would
Stacey
prefer
another
NECA.
chance.
Yeah.
I would prefer NECA over Jacqueline Jazzy. Like, why are they
Mhm.
making it the Mia show? Why does
I don't
Mia
know.
get to hinge people? Like, Mia
That's
should
not.
not be
I don't think that's fair, too.
it's not fair. And it's like, it's too much. I think that they should have kept NECA. I think they should have given her a second chance.
And
I
got rid
think
of
she got
Reddy.
caught up in something that she wasn't even aware she was getting caught up in. And it kind of tainted her whole season with the whole voodoo crap. Like, I wish that had never even happened. She got caught up in all of that crap. I think
And
she
NECA,
deserved a second season.
yeah,
And then we could
and
have
NECA,
got rid of Jazzy and Jacqueline because I like Jazzy at first, but she's on some pick me mission right now, and I can't.
and NECA and her husband have money, unlike people like
Yeah,
Mia.
and they're married, and this is the Real Housewives. I mean, I
Not
get they
not
keep being
Yeah,
diverse,
not these like
but, like,
random
not the
women
not
that
the
are
Real
like,
tired of like
Housewives.
I'm tired of
Yeah,
women
it's
coming
not
on
the
the show
Real
with
Housewives
divorce.
of going for some midget DJ guy.
Oh God, small
I mean,
person, right?
I mean
Small person.
that was so just jarring when she was like, "Oh, he's a radio personality," and I was just like, "Really?" but to me, like I know it's an unpopular opinion because people have some big disdain against her, but with Ashley, like regardless what you think about her, in my opinion, she's the third most contributed person on this show after Karen and Monique. To me, everything was about Michael Darby. Ashley had the like always brought the drama, and to me, after Karen and Monique, her she's contributed far more than the likes of Wendy has. I mean, Wendy's had this is now her fifth year, which I can't even believe is a thing, and I
this
just
is
think
her 5th year. What season is this? 10?
9.
Oh, wow.
And to me, I I kind of think if they're going to recast this show, getting rid of Ashley before Wendy's a big mistake. If people really want that, I think that's a big mistake.
I mean, I don't think they will. I think NBC have made it clear that they value Ashley. The fact that they invited her to Hey You Fan Fest in London.
And
They
I watched
did?
her panel. Yeah, I watched her panel with Lisa
Yeah.
Barlow. Lisa Barlow and Ashley got interviewed by Natasha would know who this is, Jamie Lang and Habs from Made in Chelsea. Uh,
Mm.
and I
The
watched her
blonde guy
panel.
whose dad like invented digestives or something.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's
Matt
the one.
Fishies. Yes, yes.
He's like
And
albino.
oh my god, please stop. um, yeah, Lisa Barlow and Ashley Darby like actually revealed like quite a bit. They were on the same panel, and they they
Was it like a mini BravoCon?
they were
It was
trying
it
it
was a
out over
budget
here.
one.
It was
It
a
was a
budget one
budget
that
one.
I mean the annoying thing is that Hey You and Bravo and NBC and all those people they trolled pretty much a lot of British people because they said they hired a event for 7,000 people, but only 1,000 were allowed to turn up.
Buy tickets, but what they did do is they gave loads of the tickets, I think, to influencers, people that worked at marketing companies, like Queens of Bravo was given a ticket, all of those types.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
So did you
it's
learn about anything interesting?
I mean, I saw bits of it. I mean, I don't. I mean, the Jizzle person from New York, she talked
he
about
means
how.
Jessel, by the way. It's just his funny
Oh
nickname.
yeah, that's her name.
I was like, who?
He calls her
So I was gonna
Jizzle.
let you like run with it and try to figure it out.
But yeah, no, Jessel basically said that what was it? There was some massive fight and someone was put on a plane to go back to New York and someone was in a hotel. Ashley and Lisa were both like, "Oh, we don't want to sit next to Andy this season to be on the first chair. It's hard work." But I think you do. I think it's a form of
No,
flattery to be
but
asked.
Lisa said that she does think it will be her, regardless. Though.
Yes, it
Uh,
definitely will be
uh,
Lisa this
uh,
season, but we'll get on to that for
Ashley
next
said at the
time.
panel that Mia is the person who has the most to answer for at the reunion.
Yeah, like
With, with,
I kind of like don't want her answers and just like kind of don't want her on the show. I just feel like she brings really dark, like weird
I
energy in it.
agree, but I think this is why they're bringing all her friends on. Like she's got two of the friends of the show are her friends, etc. Is because they want to reward her for all the drama and mess that she brings onto this show.
But we don't really even like that kind of drama on the show.
I know, but I think the problem
Like
is
who
that
else gagged when the
a
friend
lot of the
said that she
people.
can suck the toes? Sorry, when she said that she's seen ink suck Mia's toes. Like that was a memorable moment for them. That's disgusting,
It's
that
like
was
and I don't want
sometimes
to
I
know
feel
that.
like I'm like
that
a
was messed up.
prude when I'm watching this because I'm just like, I don't want to hear this.
Literally.
Yeah, but I think the problem is that
Freddie's like, yeah, I do though. I'm just kidding.
the
Oh my
production.
god.
I think the production companies just love the messiness of it, and they don't really listen to if that's what the viewers want or like. And I think this is the problem with a lot of these Bravo shows is they don't listen. They just do what we think we want. They do what we think we want them to do.
I know
Well,
that's like a tale as old as time. Like we've been talking about that, like how like they like I remember Candy always talking about how like they get like they only refer to like their mouthpieces and kind of like the people that yes them to death and they're like we're doing great, yeah, drama
But I,
great, yeah, and
but
then
I,
they're not really hearing the real viewers.
but I think in
Giselle.
turn, this is what's made the casting for all these housewife shows so bad. Is they're too busy caring about what types of how many followers they've got, how many likes have they got somewhere, or are they on TikTok? And that's not what Housewives was about when it first came to existence. You know, we fell in love with all these, you know, Vickies and Nene
Eccentric rich
Leaks
women, yeah.
and all of those types of OG women based on the fact that they, we didn't know who they were. They weren't sort of these people that we knew on TikTok. They were rich, authentic women that were creating this amazing drama. And
And
I
lived a
think a lot
lifestyle.
of, yeah, and create
And it
showing
was
us
an organic friendships.
and showing us the lifestyle none of us could have. So now I think they've forgotten about that and why we fell in love with these shows in the first place. And this is why I just don't think it's as good as it used to be.
I think the problem also is that you have people like Kyle and from Beverly Hills and Giselle who have a relationship that's more than just a work friendship with these production companies because Kyle um, and Giselle have sat next to Andy at every single reunion. I'm convinced it's in their
And they
contracts.
contribute the least.
And Kyle goes out of her way to host parties where this producer guy for Beverly Hills is always invited at. And to me, the people who kind of like have these like intimate kind of friendships feel like they can just do what they want and nothing gets punished. And that's how they've kind of treated the likes of, I mean, when Giselle made the whole season 5 fiasco with Monique and Chris, um, the whole drama of him having this affair and what have you, Giselle never got anything. She never got anything directed to her that was going to come back at her in season 6. In fact, season 6 was Giselle again. That's it with
Yeah, they're
uh,
protected.
uh, and to me, kind of like when you have those types of cast members that are protected no matter what, then
Mm-hmm.
it's they
It's
make the
annoying for
show.
the viewer.
It's like it makes the show. They think the show is their show, not kind of like the viewer's perspective.
Well, and these thicko producers don't seem to see that we, the viewer, can see through all of that either.
They
Mm-hmm.
think we're dumb.
Yeah.
And it's like, how many times have you, every time you've done this, we see through it.
Yep.
Why are we going back in for round 25 to do it yet again and think you're going to get a different outcome?
Yeah, definition of insanity. Oh. All right, you
But
guys, each person give our final thoughts because I gotta go. I got plans tonight and I'm under that.
Oh, fair
So
enough. Enjoy.
I shall.
Right?
Everybody, final thoughts. We'll go with Natasha, Adam, Chels, Freddie.
Gosh, I'm on the spot. Well, I guess like I'm just gonna keep it short and sweet. Like I just feel like kind of to piggyback off of Freddie and basically what we've been saying for it seems like years now. Like I don't know, like this kind of drama is not what we're looking for. I mean, it's the reason why we kind of like took a break to begin with. And the energy that Mia brings is not what I'm looking for these kind of shows. It makes me uncomfortable. It's very off-putting. It doesn't seem to fit, and it brings a show in a direction that I was not watching for. And I don't know. It's just strange to watch. And I do not enjoy when I see people being obviously protected. It does kind of make me feel like the people that make this show think we're dumb. And I don't like being thought as that. So, but like, that's it. I can't really think of anything else.
Yeah, I agree.
Adam.
Go, Adam.
I'm just happy that Karen is spelling it out on the table and letting the whole group know how she feels about people when they do her wrong. But I echo what Natasha said, like, with these characters such as Mia and her assistant Jacqueline, we didn't want to watch these shows because of people like them. We wanted to watch the shows to actually just have that escapism. But I just want to see more of Karen just being the MVP, personally.
Agreed. Agreed. So, Chels, you want to give your final thoughts?
Yeah, I was just about to leave. I didn't know how much longer you guys were going to be. Nothing much on my final thoughts. I'm just glad I can listen to your recaps again. I'm going to be listening to New York and Salt Lake and this one. I don't really think I'm watching it for one specific person. If it was going to be one, it would be Stacy because I like her. I like the new Stace, and collectively, yeah, I'm interested. We can toss Mia to the side. Other than that, I'm gonna look forward to your recap next week and the rest. You guys have a good night.
Yay!
Bye.
Super.
Have a good
Bye.
Bye.
one.
You too. And I agree. I love Stacy and Mia can go wrong channel, wrong energy, wrong everything. So sound off, Freddie.
Yeah, I have to agree. Mia belongs on the Zeus network or any trashy Carlos King show. The Friends, I'm not impressed with any of them. They'd all ought to go. It's not the Mia show. This is the Karen Huger show. She is the MVP. There is a reason why she will be here for 10 years. Ashley, I'd like to step it up a bit. I feel she's a bit lackluster at the moment, but we're still early doors, so let's hope she does more. And with Mia, I mean, I think she's lying about the whole Karen Huger call. She did it like last year. She lied about Karen being with another man or something. Mia is a consistent liar. She's, lied about how she met G. She's now saying that she was like a victim and he was this sexual predator. No, Mia, we all know that you were a desperate little person. You were desperate for a guy that could fund your lifestyle. And once that money dried up, like your dry old big fat feet, you decided that you'd had enough.
I'm done.
And now
No,
you've
I'm
gone
happy
up
you said
in,
feet
and
because I
now
was
you've
thinking
gone
something
into the
else.
sunset
I know
with
I
your
was worried for a
little
second.
person ink. So goodbye.
God.
Freddie, you just killed it. Like you slayed. No notes.
Yeah,
No
it's giving
notes.
mic
No
drop.
notes, always off the cuff.
You
What a
snatched
talent
all
Yes.
of
you
our
are, Freddie. What a
endings.
talent. All right, bye guys. Thank you so much, Candy, once again for
Yeah,
Yes.
hosting
Thank you very much.
and all your
Thank
See you
you.
all.
insights. Bye,
Have a
guys.
good one. Bye.
Much love. Bye, guys.
Bye, everybody. You guys, we did it again. Shout out to my beautiful panel. Thank you so much, Natasha. Thank you to the Black Native. Thank you, Chels. Thank you, Adam. Thank you, Freddie. Thank you, guys. Shout out to everybody in the chat box. Hey, Haley. Hey, Darren. Hey, Darren Hood. Hey, Reality Diamond. Hey, Eveline. Hey, Chocolate Chunks. Let's see if I missed you. I apologize. Tay, what is up, sweetheart? I love you guys. All right. So as always, be sure to like, subscribe, and share. On Wednesday, we will be doing New York, Thursday, Salt Lake City, and Friday, the OC. And in between, hit the notification bell, see when we go live. I'm going to go out into the world now. I love you guys. Be safe. I love you. Bye.